Hello and welcome. I'm really hoping everything is okay today. Yesterday was a weird day, I have to say. Like Twitch was freaking out all over. But I think we are fine for today, which is cool. So yes. My saga of learning JavaScript continues, and in particular today I really want to concentrate on looking at how you do asynchronous stuff in JavaScript. Now, the thing is, I've been really thinking hard about this. So right now I kind of have two projects that I work on, apart from me learning JavaScript. I have the Sudoku solver, and that I'm pretty sure there's nothing changing there. That will remain in C++. Even the UI, that's basically HTML. Like, I actually like the fact that it's cross-compiled into ASM.js. It's a lot of fun. It's bleeding edge technologies. Everything is fancy and neat. But then I have the second project, which is the chatbot. And this is something I really want to build up right now because I actually want to have the ability to have like an interactive chatbot in the chat to kind of do a bunch of different stuff. Like one of them is having interactive intermission screens where, when I need to pop off to like refill my water, well, I can just turn on the bot and have the bot like play a game with people, right? I also want to get some better management of the stream, because right now, since this is I'm cross-streaming between YouTube and Twitch, makes things a little bit awkward for me, I have to say. So there's kind of this like pile of things that I kind of want to have working, and originally this was supposed to be in C++ as well, but because at least the ingestion plugins, or like the interface plugins, it's not just ingest, like it's, when a chat command comes from Twitch, for example, I want to be able to react to that, but I also want to be able to like send something back to the chat. So it's bidirectional for sure. But at minimum, for these like interface plugins that need to interact with Twitch and YouTube, this definitely needs to be in either JavaScript or something of that form, because C++ really isn't suitable. And my kind of other alternative was Go, but this was a nice opportunity to kind of learn JavaScript. So that's also set in stone. Like the interface plugins have to be in JavaScript or some other front-endy language, and that's fine. But then the question is, what about the rest of the system? So I already kind of had this architecture in my head that's very PubSub oriented, essentially, right? It's not exactly it's kind of microservices, but not really. Like it's a kind of a local mesh, right? Kind of the idea of, again, PubSub, you have these providers, like the thing that reads the chat messages is a provider of chat messages into the system. And then you have things that are like, okay, like I have a plugin that responds to commands. That one will be listening specifically to the chat messages. Like if I want like a thing that reacts to alerts, like someone subscribed or followed, well, that's a different thing again, and it very neatly fits into this PubSub model. But the question still is, okay, what do I do about the rest of the system that isn't the interface, right? And I'm still kind of thinking that I actually might do it in JavaScript. One kind of not really a problem, but a bit of a challenge is like if I actually want to learn JavaScript properly, or I keep saying JavaScript. I'm very much staying in the realm of TypeScript, but you know, for me that's kind of synonymous. So if I want to like properly learn TypeScript in this case, right? I need a big enough project to kind of write enough code to be confident about how the things, plug in together, how they work. So I could just transform, basically merge this series, me learning JavaScript, with me working on the chatbot, and just do the entire chatbot in JavaScript. And kind of this decision, like whether I do the entire system in JavaScript, and just a note there, like it will never be the entire system. Like the kind of the point of the architecture that I have in my head is I can actually have various plugins, like I can have a mod in a game that interacts with this, mesh of plugins, and can react to like a command coming in from Twitch, for example, and can just trigger something in the game, right? So this is actually specifically for Beat Saber, right? Like I can have commands coming from Twitch, because right now the situation with Beat Saber is there's a pretty good like chat integration for Twitch, but not much for YouTube or other streaming platforms. But the moment I kind of abstract the platform from the plugin, then I basically can stream wherever and have the mod react to anything. So that would be, I think that's C#, I think actually. So there would always be kind of parts of the system that are in different languages. But the question really is, what do I do with the core like system of the PubSub, and what do I basically write all the utilities and the business logic in? And that decision I want to kind of decide today. But before we get to that, there was one thing I wanted to do. So I did actually get some nice feedback on the code. Let me just go to the yes, okay, this one. Okay, so thanks a lot, the Metal Fleece, for the code review and answering my questions. This was very useful. So he had some stylistic things, but he also had some pretty good points about some of the mistakes I made into the code. So I basically want to kind of go and fix some of these. I don't think I will be fixing the stylistic things. Yeah, but there's definitely a bit of stuff to fix. Cool. So let's okay, how do I do this? First of all, the big thing was well, not this one, because with this one I actually don't super agree. But the big mistake I made is, especially in TypeScript, I should just be always comparing with 3 equals. Because the difference is, so the double equals are just, although I actually wonder, because as I understand it, the double equals are comparing for value. So it can be equal even if the like the types of the things on the either side are not the same. But I'm not actually sure how that works in TypeScript. So let's actually check that, because now I'm getting curious. So let's go. Do I have the? I'm pretty sure I bookmarked this thing somewhere. Yes, this thing. Interfaces, functions, TypeScript handbook. Right. Iterators, generators, module resolution, namespaces, modules, symbols, type inference. I wonder where this would actually be. Maybe under basic types? No. No, the problem is this is just talking about type specifically. Interfaces, functions, with types. Yeah, so that's just talking about types. Modules, interfaces. Yeah. Type definition, okay, I guess I have to write this down. So let's open our README again. So questions. Right, okay, so this thing actually, this question was resolved in this review. That was, where was that? Over here. Okay. So the target is the version. Okay, so I guess this we can just keep relatively fresh. And I think, yeah, there was this recommendation, so sure, let's do it. It was in the tsconfig, it was JSON, sure. Okay. Okay. Sure. So then that where was that? README, right? So this question is answered. Okay, so this question was, I think, also answered. All the iterers are floats. Somewhere over here. Oh yeah, and you need to use toFixed or math.round. Sure, okay, makes sense. So I can just work with that. Right. Let's just call it, yeah, JavaScript quirks to keep in mind. All number literals are floats. And the second quirk was that, oh, the triple compare. Use triple compare for C++ equivalent. Okay, yeah, something like that. So I have to use triple compare for an equivalent of double compare C++, because the double compare in JavaScript compares values. It can convert a number to string and then compare. Right. So this question is still kind of floating, unfortunately. I would really like to know. Sorry, not this one. This one. I would really like to know what is happening there, but unfortunately this is still outstanding. Right, okay, so there was a comment that the negation is actually greedy, so it would be applied to object property. I mean, it's high priority, I guess. And I think the answer was that yes, indeed, like checking for property. Okay. Has on property. Let's. Okay, so this is a JavaScript thing actually. Okay, so what does has on property do? Method returns a boolean indicating whether the object has the specified property as its own property as opposed to inheriting it. Yeah, I don't think that's actually what I was looking for. So the question here was more about optional properties. So optional property. Yeah. Property has never been seconds to access it. It's just going to give us the value undefined. Oh, wait a second. This doesn't really have. This doesn't really have the code I was looking at previously. Where was that? I wonder. Come on, why is the menu not? Oh, right. Optional property. Everyday types. Right, is not undefined. Yeah, okay, so I think this is actually something. Is this something that changed between the optional option parameters? Okay, this is weird because I have definitely seen code that was essentially. Okay, let's just go into the code, right? So the code I have seen was something like this. class X, right? And then Y question mark number. And then there was something like, you know, we had a variable of the name. Not like that. Yes. And then there was code that was something like this. And the question I had was whether this is the same as this, which I think it is, because in here again, optional properties, right? So over, not here, damn it, in the other. Why do I always choose the wrong thing? Optional properties, this one, right? Yeah, so here they actually check for the undefined. Yeah, so if you want to read from an optional property, you need to check for undefined before using it. So I have no idea where I have seen that, but I have definitely seen a code that was just like if object.last and that was it, not with this undefined. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, then this means this is obviously correct. So that answers this question. This one, right? I still don't know about initializing the enum, and there was an answer for the key of, but I think I don't particularly need it for now. Right. Right. Anything else? Yeah. So, right. I have the stream nodes, section for the JavaScript quirks, TypeScript compiler nodes, TypeScript nodes. Maybe just merge this one. And yeah, let's just call it the compiler over here. And this will be the language. Sure, okay, I think that works. Now, this can go away. Sure. Alright, so let's fix this up. So the problems here are I should be comparing with triple compare over here. And actually, let's just search for whatever I do double compares. And I like this will be, I suspect this will be really a problem for me because I'm so used to just doing double compares. Actually shouldn't matter because the type of undefined should be undefined, I think, but not quite sure about that. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay, I think we are done. So I need to keep in mind, and I guess this also should be like this. Yeah, not equals. Okay, only two places where that happened. Because the normal not equals is kind of equivalent to the double compare, and that one can convert values, and I probably don't want that. Right. So, anything else? Right, there's like this simplification. I mean, this probably makes sense. I'm generally not fond of ternary operators, but I do agree that in this case it's making the code way more readable. So yeah, let's just switch this over. So this was in the water state string, right? And then obviously I don't need the S. And yeah, that one probably. Yeah, it's just formatting. Stuck. Ah, right. This for loop was an interesting thing. So I did the old style for loop over here, but there's a range for loop like this, which is very cool. Yeah, so const stack entry of stack will loop over all of them, which is very good. Anything else? Yeah, this is more of a stylistic thing. Okay, cool. I think that's it from this review, apart from the stylistic things, which some of them I agree with, some of them I don't agree with. It's more really about, yeah, kind of need to figure. Let's just say I don't want to mess with that right now. Okay, so that was. Let's just test if it's still working. That's that's an important thing. Yep, this looks like it's still working fine. Good. So now to actually do the stuff I wanted to do today. So I basically kind of want to test the async stuff. So let's just do a new file. Call it async playground. And what I was kind of thinking is actually, so the library again that I wanted to use was 0MQ. So this is kind of a very low level thing that's actually super multi-language. Node.js, right. So let's just 0MQJS. Was this 0MQJS or yes, 0MQJS? This one, right? So again, this is like a super light, well, I don't know if it's super light, but it's a very low level C library. And then basically all the languages kind of are building up on top of the C library. I mean, at least most of them, I would expect, right? Like, this one is building up on top of libcmq, which libcmq. Okay, actually, let's read up on this. So there's libcmq. So there's the core engine in C++. Okay, so some of them are building up on the C version, and some of them are high-level binding for. Oh, so is it actually C++? Okay. This is curious. So they say it's written in C++, but with like a C bindings. Interesting. I mean, this looks very much like C. So wait a second. High-level bindings. Huh. CCMQPP. Oh, this doesn't have examples, damn it. Okay, sure. Anyway, like, we don't really care about that, honestly. We only care about this one. I was just trying to figure out which one. CZMQ. So this is the high-level bindings for libcmq. Sure. Okay. For the current table. Okay, there's like a beta version. Oh, that's great time to start using this project. Sure, I mean, right. So examples, push-pull. So this is producer-consumer. That's not our situation. What we want is the pub/sub. Yes, okay, so this is actually a nice demo. I was looking at this before. So we have this publisher, it's basically the thing that's providing messages, right? And here you can see it sends message with the label kitty cats and the message is meow, right? Now, the subscriber subscribes to kitty cats, which is the topic, and then we receive all messages underneath that topic, which is kind of how this entire thing would work. Okay, what is this one? Rec rep? Oh, what is that? Also, we even have to switch to fresher JavaScript. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But okay, I still don't know what this example is actually doing. Await sock receive result. What's the difference from the first one? Request, reply. I don't know, I don't quite see. Maybe, okay, maybe these are some zero-MQ concept that I don't yet exactly understand. The guide, language scoreboard, right. Okay, so there's, let's just go for this, right? So basics, setup, request reply, right? So yeah, we can have a client that sends a request and gets a reply from the server. Very straightforward stuff, right? This is written in C. Is there node.js, right? So for this, oh god, this is done through callbacks. I don't like this. Yeah, this is pretty atrocious. Like the callbacks make it way harder to read. But I mean, okay. Doesn't know anything about the data. Okay, so this is actually a very good point. I'm glad that I read this. Right. So literally what 0MQ is doing is just treating the data as like a pure blob. So actually what I should be doing, okay, that's actually interesting question. So JavaScript string encoding. Because most common encoding suite of 8, right? So the thing is, if I have modules in multiple languages sending data through 0MQ, and it's just text strings, right? And like the text string, inside of the string, it could literally be essentially anything. It could be JSON, whatever, right? Like from the perspective of 0MQ, it's very much just a blob. So it's the size of the data in bytes and then the actual data. Now, if I have UTF-8 strings on one side and the other side is kind of expecting a different format, well, then there's a problem because they will not match up. And moreover, what they are saying here is that if I send hello from Python, this will just be sent as 5 characters. And then if the C side reads that, it needs to basically take into account that there's no null termination happening. Right. Okay. No, this is cool. Just need to be super careful about this. So this is the pops up modular. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. There's yep. This is ooh, fair queuing. Oh, there's even load balancing. Oh wow, I had no idea that this is actually so advanced. I mean, I don't think I will need anything that complicated for my project. But it's cool that it's there. Okay. Let's just have a quick peek. Reliable request reply patterns. Advanced pops up. Okay, so actually the thing is I might need a reliable messaging actually, because anti-delimiter frame, data frame. Because I don't particularly want to lose any messages. I mean, it shouldn't really be happening in this context again, because like really we are just dealing with a local system. Yeah, okay, this is no, I'm not really looking for this type of stuff. Sure, let's just do the very simple pops up, right? So let's just set up something like that in here. Sure, well, let's just copy these two things over. And I guess, yeah, okay, let's just do it like that. Let's just create two new files, publisher .ts. Now I think I will need to annotate a few things over here maybe. Yeah, okay, I think I need to also add the 0mq to my node.js file. Consumer. All right. Yeah, there are complaints. So package. Oh, damn it. How? I already forgot from last time how that worked. Was it just npm? Okay. CRMQ to install from source. Yeah, I think just doing this should be good enough, right? And did this update? Yes, it did. Okay. So let's go here. Cannot recall block scoped variable set MQ. Alright, because this gets compiled as like a single thing. Right, so how do I actually make it into two different like binaries? I guess modules. I think this is the wrong word in JavaScript. So another module using the keyword import. Right. Modules and namespaces in order. Right. So where is my TypeScript thing? CommonJS modules, pitfalls on namespaces and modules. No. Import modules. Shoot. Maybe it's just as simple as just putting them into different directories. Let's just try that. I really don't know, I have to admit. New folder, producer. No, I think it's still... this should be actually publisher, not producer. Yeah, no, it's still... and right, this should be 2018 at least. That was one of the complaints. So, how the heck do I make this work? Namespace? Using namespaces. Async out file. Okay. That is not a module. Export namespace. The top level module here is shape, represents triangle and square for no reason. This is confusing and annoying for consumers of your module. Well, is this all it needed? It looks like it. That's a bit strange. So what actually happens if I just run it now? Will this actually start these two things? No, this is still running my missionaries. So, okay, let's just comment this out for a bit. If I now do import import star from publisher. No. Oops. Cannot find module or its corresponding type declarations. Oh jeez. Import star as publisher from publisher. Its value is never read. Yeah, I'm definitely missing something very fundamental here. Okay. Enums generics, the modules. Wait. Let's just read it properly. Unauthorized conversely. Okay. Import run from. Why is this not working? Okay, let's just move it back up. And over here, let's just do import from publisher. No. Run is declared, but its value is never read. Cannot find module publisher. I am definitely missing something. So I mean, then if I just do this. So okay, so now it's not complaining that This is not used. Saying cannot find the module. So the weird thing is this worked. The missionaries thing worked. And here just have export function. From dot publisher, is that? Ah, damn it. Okay. Oh geez, right. So import run from import star as publisher from publisher, right? So this will be publisher dot run, and then I guess I can do the same thing with the consumer. Would that actually work? So this is an async function. So it should work. Let's see. If I do then import star as consumer from consumer and do consumer dot run. Okay, so if I just run this, okay, there's definitely stuff happening. Cool. Containing message. Yeah, okay, we are missing some types over here. So okay, let's have a look at the 0MQ. Where was? Keep losing these steps. 0MQ.js, right? So JavaScript and node.js high performance, fully usable with TypeScript 3+. Right. TypeScript. Compile option for TypeScript version less than 3.6. Import request from 0MQ. New request. Okay, let's see if we change this. So import star as ZMQ from 0MQ. Ah, now we get the types. Okay, so these are now buffers. Right. Okay. So I need to be careful about how I import things. Oh, okay, right. So this actually should go away. Yep. So is this still working if I do this? Because I just realized I still had the runs in the... Yep, I think it's still running. Cool. So now the question is... The buffer topic dot read int read no to string. Okay, let's see if this works. So topic dot to string message dot to string, and in the publisher, yeah, okay, here I don't really care. Okay, yeah, let's try this again. Okay, so this straight up works. We can make it a bit more clear. So let's just do let x equals 0. Receive the message ID. Was it? Oh damn it! How was the string formatting again? Where are my notes? String formatting expert, right? Okay. Back to my consumer, right? So it's dollar and then. Oh, okay. Let's just call it ID when it's ID. Right. Start it again. New. I thought that should work. Where's my notes? Formatting string. Okay, there's what are you complaining about over here? Consumer TS not found. Wait, what the heck? Let's just. I think there's some shenanigans going on. No, it's not really formatting the string. So let's look into the handbook again. So string formatting. String. You can use template strings which can span multiple lines. Oh, it's. I need to use a backquote then. Okay, sure. Which was in the consumer. So if this is a backquote. Ah, okay. Now it's picking up on this. So, I mean, if I'm already doing this, I might as well just do it completely, right? Content message. Yeah, there's like no reason. Okay, cool. And yes, my C++ instincts want me to just put semicolons everywhere. That's just me. Okay. Restart. Yes, and of course, kind of the obvious thing that I forgot to do was will this work? I don't even know. Yeah, it works. Cool. So this just keeps looping. That's fine. But yeah, we basically have now like two processes basically talking to each other. So we have, well, it's actually, this is running within one process, right? It's just like two async things. So that's actually another consideration. Like, do I want this? Technically, there's nothing preventing me from just having this run in one process completely. Actually, let me check if Reddit is recovering, because that was... Oh yeah, okay. Let me just do this now. Very quickly. Because Reddit had some sort of issue and then it didn't post my update. Okay. This goes over here. Yep. Come on, post. Yeah, I think Reddit is still kind of... not super healthy. Oh, it did actually post. Okay, cool. It's kind of weird, like yesterday Twitch was having issues, now today Reddit is having big issues. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Right. Let's switch back to this. Oops, what the heck? Cool. So I can basically just create these modules that have the run method in them. Now the question is, how would this work with my chatbot? There is... Okay, so let's... damn it, I'm kind of angry that I didn't manage to get my... What is this still complaining about? JSON schema for TimeScript configuration. What the heck? Is there some weird leftover somewhere? I don't know why this is complaining. Anyway, one thing I wanted to get working for today and didn't manage to do that is have basically a way to draw diagrams. So I guess we can just open Paint. So the idea that I kind of wanted to go with my system was, we basically have this backbone, and the idea is that the backbone is kind of responsible. Oops. How do you... Oh yeah. So this is responsible for like passing the things around and like logging everything and maintaining the state and whatnot. And then the question is, what kind of happens is when you have one of the modules kind of connecting in, right? So the backbone would expose like a specific port. This is like the only stable thing in the system, right? So let's say then I would have the Twitch module, right? Now it's already a question if this is like if the Twitch module is kind of everything, or if I have separate modules for like the events coming in and like this, you know, the followers and the rates and whatnot. Oh, hey, sorry. How did I miss this? What the heck? Sorry about that. Technical Fire, if you are still around, I have no idea how I managed to miss your message. And I'm really sorry about that. Did I not get the... Yeah, I think there's something wrong with my notifications. Interesting. Yeah, really sorry. If you're still around, sorry for totally ignoring you. It definitely wasn't deliberate. I just totally missed the notifications. Right. So if we have the Twitch module, there needs to be some sort of communication happening where yeah, this is really not suitable for doing this kind of stuff. Oops. The Twitch module needs to talk to the backbone somehow. Is there like, yeah, there's no good arrows here. Yeah, this is really not a good program for doing this. The Twitch module needs to kind of announce itself to the backbone somehow. So let's just try to test that, how that would look like, right? So okay, so instead of this publisher consumer, let's just create new files. So let's create the backbone.ts. So this would be the main pipeline in my chatbot, potentially. The different modules announce themselves to the pipeline. Okay. And then let's just have example module, and we will definitely need the async run. Now for the backbone, so I kind of think the protocol should be basically module announces its presence to the backbone. Step 2 is backbone subscribes to the module. Right, so this is for like data exporting modules and data importing modules. That's the wrong naming. Let's call it outbound modules and inbound modules. So the inbound modules are what's basically getting the data into the system. Outbound modules are getting the data out of the system, right? So for the inbound, we need the module to talk to the backbone and tell it, hey, I exist. And then the backbone basically subscribes to the module, and at that point we are fine. Now the tricky part there is basically means the backbone would be running a subscriber per module. And okay. This is a thing to test. So if I just this multiple times, right? Let's just have this on the consumer. Let's just have this take name string, and then let's just use the name over here. And when I run it over here, let's just call it consumer1, consumer2. So if I run this, okay, so this works, cool. So I can just run. Okay, and now I know what I want to test. And outbound modules, they just subscribe to the backbone. Right. So what I want to actually test is, can I, as a response to, getting an announcement message from a module, run a consumer dedicated to that module. And actually maybe it's even more complicated, because what might be okay, this is another thing. So when I subscribe, socket will be filtering out all incoming messages. Call this method to subscribe to messages beginning with the given prefix. Multiple filters may be attached to a single socket, in which case messages shall be accepted if the matches at least one filter. Subscribing without any filter shall subscribe to all incoming messages. Okay, right. So we probably won't just, yeah, we probably want to just subscribe for everything. Yes. Okay. So that's fine. So this is the question that I want to answer now. So actually my run over here would be I first want to create the socket that I'm listening onto, right? So that's actually a thing I haven't done so far. So let's go to the 0MQ again. So this is the client, this is the server. Yeah, probably something like this. Oh, I need to. I don't have the import over here, right? Oops. Let's just copy this. So I have the reply. So let's say this is our main socket. Message of sock. Now, so I don't want to just send this. What I actually want is await. So how did the client look? So this is new socket connect. No, so I actually want to create the subscriber at that point. So it was new socket subscriber function. Crap, how do I do this? I basically want this. This is new subscriber, right? Now, the thing is, what I'm actually connecting to is actually, well, first of all, that's actually in here. So I want to connect to the message, basically, right? Because that's what I want to subscribe for everything. Property subscribe does not exist on reply. Yeah, okay. Subscribe, right? So now I have subscribed on the sub. Now the tricky part here is I actually want to run the async the connection would be synchronously in the background. Establishing message filter. So this is all async. It just happens on the, like it says the connect just returns immediately. So where's the error handling then? Like that's what I'm confused about. So subscriber, socket readable constructor. connect timeout. Yeah, I'm very much not sure how the error handling works here, because none of these examples, as far as I can see, so I mean, when on the send, there's an await over here. Resolve, set timeout, resolve. Publishing history. Threaded worker. Okay. Input, push, pull, publisher. Oh, interesting. These are some interesting IO options that I wasn't aware about. Where is this coming from? Is this 0MQ? If I look at socket bind during bind, the socket can be used. Do not call any other method than original promise resolves. So interestingly, socket.bind actually is actually blocking, but connect isn't. That's interesting. There's like only one mention of error over here. Huh. So what the heck happens if the connect fails? I mean, okay, let's just test it, right? Like, I can... I should be able to test this pretty easily. So let's just go into our hello file. Let's just comment out this section now. So we have the 0MQ, right? So if I just do right, basically this thing over here, And let's just put in some complete nonsense over here. Sub.property send does not exist on subs because this is a subscriber. Sure. I mean, okay. I'm wondering if this will actually like generate any error at all. Invalid argument. Okay, so this, well, I guess this is actually checking if it's a valid URL. So sure, let's just put in something that's actually not running. Yeah, so this just finished. There's nothing that is complaining about. So okay, so but if I do this, then await of sub right, this now needs to be an async function. Sure, that's not a problem. I can work around that. Let's just put this into an async function. And yeah, let's just make this very simple, like this. And over here, let's just do run, right? So now if I run it, will there be any errors? No. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. I would really hope that I think what's actually happening, like this is basically trying forever to connect. Is there, let's just do timeout. Heartbeat timeout. Retransmit. Connection timeout for the socket, only for the VMCI. Connect timeout. How long to wait before timing out the connect system call? The connect, right. Well, but what's the unit of time we are talking about? Are we talking about milliseconds? This is a bit awkward, like it doesn't really specify if it's like milliseconds or seconds or what the heck. I would expect milliseconds, but that's kind of like it doesn't mention it at all. This one is explicitly in milliseconds. Wow, okay, sure. That's pretty awkward. Sure, let's just do 100. Oh no, that's actually a property, right? So let's do it like that. Wait, does it actually work? This one is const. Okay, maybe I don't quite understand how const actually works in JavaScript. Let's make a note of that. Why is const x new y x dot z equals 10. Okay. Yeah, like this is something that, from my kind of understanding of languages, shouldn't work. I mean, the thing is, there are situations in like C++ where this would work, because if the z is like a essentially pointer, right? Like this kind of stuff would work in C++. But like straight up, this just looks weird to me. Okay, but let's see if we just do this, does it now fail? Maybe not. Let's just put the timeout as 1. The problem is I don't know what the timeout is. It's still not failing. What the heck? Connect timeout. Oh jeez. Here's 30 second. Heartbeat timeout. So okay, is this something that the 0MQ is sending internally? 0MQ heartbeat. Not both. Heartbeating and keep alive. Ping pong dialog, 1 peer sends a ping. Meta command has any load. Ping pongs are not correlated. We assume that network can share. I'm still not quite getting if this is something that happens on the background or if this is something I need to like explicitly implement. Yeah, still very confused about all of this stuff, unfortunately. So I think the problem is like it's I think this is kind of dealt with the same way as the other timeout, so it needs to be in 100 millisecond like intervals essentially. But yeah, this is really not doing anything. Connect timeout. Okay, sure, let's set these as well. So time to live, let's do 100, and timeout. Timeout 100. This was heartbeat. Time to live. Okay, I need a interval. Heartbeat timeout. Okay. Let's try this. I mean, technically now, what should happen is it should basically just like kill the connection after 100 milliseconds. But it's not happening. This is strange. I mean, I can kind of just ignore that and let this dangle. But I really don't like this. Like, I really want to know that if this fails, I want to know about that. But there really just doesn't seem to be... Background IO, send receive messages. Sure. Max sockets. I mean, I would really expect connect timeout to be connect timeout. Yeah, this really kind of makes me worried about this entire situation and kind of wanting to go back to C++ with this. Because there I can definitely have error handling. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this has been running for a while now and nothing is happening. Hmm. CRMQ consumer timeout. CRMQ JS. Yeah, okay, maybe it's getting errors, but we are not seeing them. Okay, I have not seen this pattern before. Sure. No, I don't think it's happening. So this is just doing message filters, right? Now, for await, can I do like a catch here now? Yeah, really not sure. Okay, this is, I think this is kind of what I want to do, honestly. Dealer. This socket sent header worker message ready this dot service. Yeah, this does look like what I actually want to do. I mean, S is very close to it. I mean, they're using a bit of a low-level messaging. I kind of want to use something like more readable. I don't. The thing is, I don't really care that much about the performance here. Worker entries. Dispatch pending, dispatch reply, dispatch request. So okay, so the broker listens for messages. Then depending on the header, it will call the handle client, handle sure. This dispatch request, client service request. Message ready, message reply, heartbeat. Okay, wait a sec. Types. Okay. Oh geez, this is... Yeah, I'm not super fond of this weird mix of high level and low level, because it's like this thing written in JavaScript, but like using basically just like bytecodes in the messages. Like, why would you do that? So okay, so when the worker starts, await this socket send. Okay, let's have a look at the dealer then, because I'm getting the feeling that the... But I really like the PubSub, that's the problem. It just seems that like the PubSub isn't really like either properly supported or I don't know. Where was the documentation again? Here. So dealer use to extend request reply sockets. Each message sent is round robin among all connected peers, and each message received is fair queued from all connected peers. No, that's not really what I want. I really want the PubSub. That's what it comes to. Like, the thing is, when I send a message, I want all subscribers to get the message. I mean, here they kind of get around this by doing the await this socket send. But I'm getting the feeling that this part will never fail. It's just that the sending that can fail because they are using the same socket. And the first thing they do is actually send something on the socket. It kind of ends up being fine. So how the heck do I do this? Because yeah, this has been running for ages and nothing is happening. Like this, all these timeouts are doing exactly nothing. Is there issues? Message is lost. Okay, let's just create an issue. Bug report. And it was this. Let's just copy this. Code. Oh, damn it. Connecting to for subscriber sockets. Is pending forever. There is no publisher running on this port. And okay, let's just to like double test this. Technically there could be something running on port 3000, so I just want to make sure that I'm just not going crazy because of that. Yeah, nope. That I'm pretty sure that was already 200 milliseconds. So test it on, this is what the hell am I actually running here? I don't even know. Is this my OpenSUSE? Yes. Tumbleweed. Version. Where the heck is it? Package JSON. This one. Yeah. And yeah, it's totally possible that I'm just misunderstanding something and this is just working in a different way, but like this specific piece of code I really would kind of expect to just fail after the 200 milliseconds. Okay, so, well, considering that that's not really working out for me, I can still kind of test the thing I wanted to test, right? So I have this async listen async function listen taking CMQ subscriber. Is this not? Cannot be sure. Whatever. Let's just do this. So listen sub, and then over here we just do this. Now, what this was actually supposed to do, so this was actually supposed to be in reaction to getting a connection, right? Okay, too many files. Yeah, let's just start creating folders. Let's just move this over there. Yes, so this is one thing that's already done. New folder, backbone test. I probably shouldn't be calling it underscore test. Sure, backbone, just backbone. Right, so let's take this thing over here. Yep. So again, we have this run thing. So reply bind. So when we get, yeah, let's do async function listen that takes the subscriber. CMQ subscriber, and over here I want to have this thing. Yes, indeed. So this is the part where I'm just listening to stuff. And let me just borrow this thing over here. and let ID equals 0 and name string. So this thing takes a name and the subscriber, and right. So create a connect to here, and then what I want over here is listen. The name will be the port. I mean the full host name thing. So this thing, and with the subscriber, right? So if I mean, this should be basically spawning new processes as it gets the messages. And I probably want to have some sort of data structure that actually keeps this around in case like I have a double connection. I don't want to subscribe multiple times, I guess. So, okay, so this would be then the backbone. So this should just subscribe to anything that kind of pings it through the socket. And now I guess I just need like an example module, right? Let's get rid of this file. Example module, sure. Let's move this over here. So I still need the import. Now, so what this will do, it will again have the export async function run. Now, I think this should actually take as a parameter the host port. Yeah. And then what this will basically do, it will first connect on the socket of the backbone. So I want basically this thing, except it will not be like that. It will be slightly different. So this will be request, and this will be not bind but connect. Now this doesn't have any wait, right? The wait will be on the send. So await sock.send host port. But before that I still need to create the const pub new ZMQ publisher. Right. So this is the actual publisher, and pub.bind host port. Right. Wait. So let's do it that way around. So first we create the publisher, we export on the port, connect to the backbone, send a message to the backbone that we exist, and basically after this is done, we kind of expect the backbone to actually be connected. Sock.receive. Right, how exactly does this thing work? Const message await yes, okay. So const await. So this, I kind of expect this to be egg. So if msg to string is not ec, then console.error. Okay, and then I basically just want an endless loop over here, kind of similar to the thing like here, sure. So sending to the backbone. I mean, sure. Okay, that's fine. Now the problem is this I don't understand. Promise resolved, set timeout resolve 500. Is this just like a sleep? What exactly is that doing? Can I find this somewhere? Using subpromise chain. Set timeout. Hey, welcome to the stream. So then resolve promise. Right. So I mean, okay, so in this context, it literally is asleep, right? I'm waiting for 500 milliseconds, right? On essentially nothing with the timeout. Like, it's basically wait for nothing for 500 milliseconds. Well, wait for nothing forever with the 500 millisecond timeout. Is that the correct interpretation? Okay, so I have the backbone. Right. Let's try to put this together. So import run. No, import star as backbone from backbone. Import star as module from backbone example module. Now I want to do backbone.run. Did I misspell it? Yes, I did. And then module.run. But I need to provide the host port. I think it's too early for me to answer that question. I don't know. So far I'm still like super confused about a lot of things, so it's kind of hard to say. Like honestly, like TypeScript itself, like coming from C++, it does feel super familiar. It's just that many of the things are kind of shifted from the compile time into the runtime. But especially with like modern C++, like most of this stuff that kind of is in TypeScript else exists in C++ as well. So it's not like unfamiliar, I would say. There is definitely like the benefit of faster iteration is there, and obviously modules is a big thing, but that's already a thing that's in C++ 20, but it's not really implemented yet. So like if I'm comparing it to like older C++, then the TypeScript is kind of more modern, and it has like the neater features that are around the types and concepts and those kind of things that kind of came in. If a module has already been sure, let's just not call it module. It kind of has like features that came in C++ 20. Sending message to the backbone. Oh, we have a lot of stuff failing. Something weird happened. Okay, sure. Crap, I'm getting distracted. What was I saying? I mean, the thing is, JavaScript is weird, but TypeScript makes it like way more sane. So I'm definitely happy about that. Okay, let's just redo. Okay, so invalid argument to object run. Unheaded promise rejection. This error originated either by thrown inside an async function without a catch block, or by rejecting a promise which was not handled with a catch. So which one is actually this? So it's saying it happened in the backbone.run. Object.run in backbone.js 2513. Yeah, so in here there's a promise. Interesting. What the heck? I mean, the only promise here should be this one. How does the catch work again? Yeah. Okay, let's try this then. Okay, I think I need to run it in debug mode because this is strange. Right, okay, but wait a second. Let's let's actually start with a breakpoint over here. Right. Ah, damn it. Wrong key. Okay, so we are here. So this toString subscribe listen. Interesting. Let's just console.log this thing. What's happening here? Because I do expect to get this twice, but somehow I got more messages than that. So there's something fishy going on. So, okay, so these are the first two messages. Wait, what? What the heck is happening here? Okay, so okay, so this is awaiting on this, right? Okay, so new subscriber, we are connecting to this port, sure. Subscribe, yes. Send it to that function, send back a message. So now let's just console log this. And yeah, let's just restart. So yep. Now where's the received confirmation of backbone, sending a message to the backbone. Now we are in a bad state because, yeah, okay, so this is, what the heck is this message that's coming in? Okay, let's just not log it through toString, let's just log it as it is. Can I do like a message dot, I don't know, like a source or something? Is that like buffer compare of sock, because I would actually like to know who sent this message, but I don't know if I can get at that. So this is of type message. Oh, come on. It's buffer. then where's the buffer? Message readable.receive. Okay. Okay, let's just log the raw message then, and let's see if there's something to be seen there. Right, so these two. Okay, so these are just simple arrays. Yeah, I think what's actually happening is this is failing. Sure. Catch. Actually, it should be called host port. Right. No, still not sure where this is coming from. But the thing is, this is saying it's from a promise. But literally the only promise here is this one. And I know that this one succeeded. And this one, which I'm actually explicitly catching. Yeah. Like the catch should be... Like the weird part here is... I'm still not sure where it's actually coming from. So the example... tries to send this on the socket. Ah, crap. Okay, I already see what's happening. This is my mistake. I'm sending on the wrong... Yeah, and then it's the... Yeah, the trying to connect to kitty cats. Okay. But yeah, the problem is like I don't know how to... I can technically get garbage on this board, so how would I protect against that? Oh, is this listen? That's actually... Yeah, okay, let's try this. So if I do this, and let's go back to the sending it on the socket, which is wrong. So if I run it now, it's still doing unhandled. Oh, jeez. Okay, so now I'm actually catching it somehow, somewhere. Okay, sure. Let's just compress this then. So let's just have it like this. Connect to this. Subscribe. Backbone received malformed message. Yep, like that. And that's actually fine. Okay, yeah, first want to listen and then I want to send the confirmation. That makes sense. Confirm connection of module. Yep. Okay, so this should actually be pretty robust now. Yeah, error invalid argument. Sure, okay, cool. So now I just fix it over here. So this is my publisher is no, it's not that's the wrong file. This one. Yes, my publisher is pub. Okay. So let's try to rerun this. Okay. So it seems to be working fine. So I guess now, okay. So we have this part down. So the inbound modules announce the presence to the backbone, and the backbone subscribes to the module. And right now I'm running it inside of a single process, but basically the only thing that changes is that I would just split these up into multiple like binaries. And since like this is all just talking, you know, through network anyway, then this can totally be different binaries just fine. Right. But for now, I mean, I can totally keep it inside of one binary, that's fine. I mean binary, this is still JavaScript, so inside of a single script. I guess the outbound modules sure, let's just okay, let's just rename this. Rename example inbound module. Oh, sure. Yes, please update my imports. Example, let's just call it outbound module.ts. And sure, let's just rename this one to inbound module without the extra stuff. Right. So outbound modules are not really they're just listening on stuff. So this will actually not have a host port thing. Although I'm kind of thinking that I should have something like a name for all of these, because like especially if I have this stuff running in a single process, I really kind of want to have this tagged with the correct, like with the name, so I know that what specific module just logged what specific message. So sure, name. Okay. And actually, let's just make it so the example modules will just export under their own names. That way I can then, in the outbound, I can actually play with this stuff. Right, so that's all tagged with the name. Backbone. So sure, log. Yeah, let's just, this will just all be tagged with backbone because there's only one backbone. Right, perfect. So then for the outbound module, what we will do, we will have basically the consumer example from here. We have subscriber, we connect to 66666, which is the backbone IP address and port. And then we just do this stuff. So okay, so right now let's just subscribe to everything. Connect it to backbone. And okay. So the thing I'm actually missing right now is that the backbone is subscribed. Right, okay, so this is actually wrong. So new ZMQ publisher. Right, because I need two sockets on the backbone. Right. And then when I run the listeners, I also need to pass in the publisher. Because the idea was that whenever I receive a message, I also do pub dot where was that? In the publisher send. Actually, I don't want any timeouts over here because this is all triggered. Outbound. Inbound, yeah, over here. So await pub send and just retransmit this on the backbone. That should be fine. Now this thing, the outbound, needs to connect to a different port. But technically, oh, and I actually need to start it. So over here, it's just to inbound and outbound. Outbound, inbound. Yeah, I need to specify the names. Sure. And then run name listener. Right. So let's see. Okay, so this seems to be working. So the listener is getting the two messages that are retransmitted through the backbone. Okay. So this seems to be working pretty well. I just need to keep in mind that basically things can fail. I mean, the one thing that I'm not super thrilled about this is, like, is this, like, I don't, subscribe, connect. Yeah, the thing I'm missing here is, like, I don't know what can actually throw. And that's a bit of an issue. Like in C++, you can document basically which functions cannot throw and which functions can throw. I guess technically anything can throw over here. Maybe that's just reality I can get in, you know, in touch with. Let's just make that as a question. I guess, like, there are two questions, right? Like, is there any way to figure out which calls can throw? And stylistically, is there... Oh, what the heck was that? Socket is busy writing. Interesting. So somehow there was a race condition there. Right, it's because we have... Okay, so this is wrong. So I can only have... Yeah, and now one of the subscriptions has completely died, basically. Okay, so that's good to know. So I can have only one thing writing into the publisher. That's that's a bit of a problem then. I guess this is another question I should just ask on the 0MQ thing. Because I'm not quite sure what would be the appropriate thing over here. Help wanted. Sure, let's no, they have only bugs and feature requests. Stack Overflow, is there 0MQ.js? No, nothing. .js? 23 results. Yeah, I think I will need to ask around about this. Okay, let's just do this. Stack Overflow. Yeah, sorry for doing this on the side, but sure, whatever. Let me just put this. Wow, okay, that's it's not really working out. Okay, sure, whatever. That's 0MQ retransmitting PubSub model. I'm trying to use the 0MQ JavaScript bindings to implement retransmitting PubSub backbone. Something to the effect of inbound modules announce themselves to the backbone. The backbone subscribes to them and retransmits on its own publisher socket. Outbound modules subscribe to backbone. Running into an issue with the pub sockets being required to be used from a single thread. My current code was something like this, and let's just copy paste the example. So listen name which gets instantiated for each of the inbound. They clash on pub.send. Right. That should be good enough. Let's see. Just right. So 0MQ TypeScript and node.js, and review my question. Sure. Okay, so that should be fine. Where's my question? I just take the 0MQ. Why is it not here? What the heck? Yeah, here it is. Okay, cool. Weird. Right, so let's see if someone responds to that. Yeah, I mean, this is I could kind of handle this by having like an internal queue where each of the like readers basically serializing the messages, right? Like right now the messages are kind of async, just like happening, well, asynchronously, right? Like there's these are running independently, and what I could do instead of directly doing the pub.send, I could have basically one like async function retransmit or something like that, and this one would be the one actually doing the pub.send. What I would do here, instead of the pub.send, I would have something like insert into the queue. But the thing is, like, I'm actually like, I'm really unsure about the thread safety then. Like, if this thing is on the background, like doing some weird threading, right? Like, can I just have an array over here, like, you know, let q new array of buffer, I guess? I don't even know what this would be. What's the problem here? Must always be full of sure, yes, whatever. Just an empty one. No, like this, right? So I mean, if I have something like this, like if this is complaining that this is getting access from multiple threads, is it okay for the queue to be accessed from multiple threads? If I just like insert things in there? Don't know, like it's these are things that why am I not getting notifications for messages? Damn it. Hey Sal, you can't reassign it to other things like an array object, but you can mutate what it's referring to. Okay, so it's really like it's a const pointer essentially in the C++ world, or just like a reference, like a basic reference in C++. Okay, cool. And yeah, sorry for responding so late. I don't know what the heck is going on with my chat. Like, it's not notifying me today. I don't know why. Notifications. Yeah, I have desktop notifications. I don't know what the heck is happening. Anyway. Yeah, not really not sure about the threading. Because yes, like the error I got, where the heck was it? Yeah, over here. Oh, damn it. Did I miss it? Yeah, this thing. Socket is busy writing. Yeah. I mean, I can handle this, right? Like, I can just try hammering the socket. I mean, is there pub dot... like in C on C++, it would have something like ready. Or something like that. Writable, readable, or isthems are some like. I don't think the socket itself has like a queuing system. Let's see. Try on. No. The thing is, this is not like event based, so I don't think that's the correct approach. Closed context events interface. Yeah. Publisher. Yeah, there really isn't much here available. Like, the thing is, this is a fairly simple library. And maybe I should just use something different, but the problem is I want to use something that I can then use from other languages as well. And the great thing about the ZeroMQ is like it's basically available like in every language that you can think of. Like, these are all the like, language bindings, so like literally it's like you probably even haven't heard of some of these languages. Yeah, like, okay, how many? That's like 2 pages of languages. Like, what the hell? So, like, for example, 8, I have no idea what that is. Chicken scheme binding? What the heck is that? What the heck is this? This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Practical and portable scheme system. Okay, whatever. The point is, this basically has like bindings for every language you can think of. Which would make it great, but then it turns out that the bindings are not exactly amazing. Anyone answering? No one answering. Okay, sure. Let's have a look at more of the, because they had some examples for this thing. Examples. Examples. What? Because this should be. No. What is happening? Oh, because it's under 0mq is 0mq.js. Sure. Okay. Q threaded worker. Simple outgoing queue that you queue messages before sending them. So I mean, what I could do, I could basically insert this thing in the middle, I think. So it's just a socket. Dot push try send. Wait a second, what is try? Try send is here. If sending return, yeah, so this is basically doing the, yes. Await this socket send shift. This sending false. Yeah, so I could basically do this, and instead of the socket.send, I would have the publisher.send, right? I guess that would work. Threading is used for a lot of things. So there are different, well, okay, so one thing that threading gives you obviously is asynchronous operations, right? So let's say when you have like a UI, right? Let's say in the UI you have like a save button, right? That actually saves whatever the person is working on onto the disk. Now obviously that's a slow operation, right? So you probably want to run the actual save in a thread separate from the actual like handling of the UI, because you don't want the entire UI to freeze while you are saving the file, right? So that's one use case. In JavaScript, I kind of get the feeling that this was kind of abstracted from people, so you don't really see the threads, like you just do the async things, right? But on the background, it's always threading. And the threading can be inside of the JavaScript engine itself, right? But it has to be somewhere. Second use case is kind of decreasing, let's say, latency. So imagine you have a thing that's running for a long time, and you want to squish it so the entire time of entire runtime is shorter. So then you basically can somehow parallelize this procedure and kind of, you know, make it parallel for this one particular thing. So that kind of squishes the entire runtime. And then you have kind of the threading for like throughput, let's say. But that one is kind of weird because generally when it comes to like optimizing for throughput, you kind of don't want threading to really, like you almost want to have a single thread per CPU core. And you don't want like anything interrupting anything essentially. Because that, like if you know, like each CPU core is just running at 100% and not getting interrupted by any like signaling or anything, that's when you get the most performance. So it gets very different on like what you actually use it for. But those should be like the three main use cases for threading. New dealer. Okay, let's just grab this then. I will not use this exactly as it is, but basically I kind of want something like this. Let's call it publisher queue. Okay, so this gets a bit tricky then. So these are buffers, right? So I actually don't want any. I actually want I want an array of buffer. How the heck do I actually write that? Something like this? Sure, okay. So the queue of buffer, we start with nothing, sure. The publisher will be a ZMQ publisher, yes. I don't actually want to have a maximum here because I really want this to be essentially like infinite memory and kind of only fail when basically it runs out of memory, like physically on my machine. So publisher, so this publisher is publisher. And actually, yeah, let's TypeScript this a little bit more. So private publisher like this. I don't need this anymore then. Sending, well, actually all of this should be private. There's no reason to expose these. So private, then send topic buffer and message buffer. This queue push the tuple, which will be topic and message, and call try send, yes. And then try send. If I'm still sending, then just go away. Now I think there's a problem with this actually. Because okay, let's say I have this function running, right? And the function is right now here. So thread 1 is here. So the queue is empty and this dot sending is true. And again, this goes like I'm not quite sure how exactly the like async threading thing works in JavaScript. So I'm actually not sure if this kind of situation can even happen. But I'm just looking at this from the perspective of C++, and then we will figure it out. So then a thread 2 can basically come in here, and the thread 2 can call send, right? Now, what happens is in send, we do this .q.push thing and then try send, right? Now, what try send will do, try send will check if sending is true and then just return. Now, then if we come to this thread will set this sending is false and end. And now we are in a situation where we basically stranded a message on the queue, and that message will be only picked up if there is like another message coming in eventually. So I kind of feel that this is not good. I think I kind of want this to be in a different way. What I kind of want, I guess, is well true. If this .q empty, like this. So if it's not empty, what? Did I? Oh, it's length, not empty. Sure. If this .q.length is greater than 0, then publisher sent. Wait, what? This should work. Why are you complaining? Buffer is not assignable to parameter of type right, because this is a tuple. Okay, TypeScript, come on. No, that's the wrong page. This thing. Return types, unions, classes, enums. Where the heck was this? basic types. Come on, close. Boostring array tuple. Okay. Okay, I guess instead of buffer, kind of what this? Like I want a array of buffers no. Array of arrays of buffers, right. Now, when I do the shift over here, and this is still not exactly correct. Oh crap, this is so complicated. Let message be this.q.shift. Now I know this is correct because I have checked the queue length, but I think TypeScript is not convinced, so let's just do message not undefined, then do this. Well, not the shift, now the message, right? Yes, so now we know for sure this is a bug. Okay, so now it's happy about this code. Okay, cool. Right, so okay, but if we don't want to loop here like crazy, so we actually want the where's the did I delete that? There was the trick with the promise, this one, right? So okay, await promise resolve. So if we don't have anything to do, let's just wait for 15 milliseconds. So if the queue is empty, let's just wait 50 milliseconds. That basically gives us a rate of 20 messages per second. Actually no, because this gives us more. It's just that if we don't have anything to send, then we wait for... yeah, okay, this doesn't really affect the big QPS at all. Okay, sure, whatever. So this goes away then. Okay, this goes away. This goes away. Okay. Async run. Right. So over here, let retransmitter be publisher queue of the publisher, and retransmitter.run so this will start the sending, and then in here, instead of this thing, instead of the publisher, let's put in the publisher queue. And this should be fine. And this is not async, so this will just happen like that. Okay. Listen with retransmitter, right. So I think this should work fine now. So now whenever, instead of immediately sending to the socket, we put it into the queue, and the queue just asynchronously is chugging through the messages and retransmitting them. Yes, and you can see that the IDs are actually getting maybe. Yeah, like sometimes, because it's going through like the asynchronous sending, like sometimes they are not exactly lined up. But yeah, now we are not getting like errors about this thing writing into the socket too much. Cool. I will, yeah, for the threading, I'm very curious. I haven't finished this was about the throws, right? Okay, let's just make a note about threading so I don't forget. Way to do try catch blocks, i.e. do we just wrap everything into a try catch block? Sure. Threading. So does trade safety work with async? Can I just access anything in there? And I guess the note here is see the what did I call it? The publisher queue. Yeah, see the publisher queue in backbone.ts. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is checking through nicely now. Cool. So let's, yeah, no one's still answered here. That's fine. And I don't really expect anyone answered over here. Yep, nope. Okay, cool. Okay, how active is this actually? Not much. Let's look at insights. Contributors. Wow. Okay, I'm starting to regret My choice of libraries, I have to say, what the heck? This is like, this isn't particularly active at all. I mean, I would say that's fine because it's stable, but it isn't because they are in beta since December 17th. Oh, jeez. Oh man, I don't know. Are there maybe... Okay, I mean, there are other branches here. But yeah, I'm not... Damn it. The problem is like this is the only library for JavaScript for the 0 MQ. Ooh. Don't know how I feel about this. Okay, anyway. I mean, we at least got our stuff working, which is cool. So, I guess so this kind of looks like it would work. So now I really need to make the decision. Do I switch my other project to JavaScript or not? I mean, it's basically the decision what I stream tomorrow. Like either I just give up on the idea of writing this in C++ and just keep making it in JavaScript. I mean, there is still the deciding factor that I don't quite know. Like, if the thread safety here is that basically everything is under mutex, essentially, right? Like everything is safe. I would actually like that specifically for this project because like I don't care about performance basically at all in this. It's just like I'm sending very small messages around. I don't really I mean, if I ever get so many viewers chatting in my chat that this would become an issue for the chatbot to like parse the messages, I think like that's so far off in the future that I really don't care. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but the problem is I don't actually know. And I don't really like going into things blindly. That's my problem. I kind of like to know. Okay, let's just make the leap and let's just say that tomorrow I will be streaming the chatbot, but it will be in JavaScript now. I feel like the TypeScript is pretty comfortable language to write in. Like it's not too far off from C++. And yeah, there are still plenty of questions here, but I mean, that's fine. Okay, let me think. Are there other things I wanted to actually check somehow? So for the inbound modules, the module announces its presence to the backbone. Backbone subscribes to the module. There's nothing specific there to happen. Now I will definitely need to create a sort of namespace of messages, right? Like right now I'm just sending dog and meow, which is not really what will be happening in the future. Basically for the topic, like this thing will need to be probably an enum, and I will need to think hard about how exactly this thing looks. And then I guess the message, well, actually not, like, that will probably also have, like, it will not be just a simple string, it will be some, probably I should just use like a JSON or something for the actual message. The more of the topic is actually, it should really be the type of the event. So like if a particular module is only interested. Okay, so let's actually think about this, right? So the types of things we can have on the backbone. One of them is like system messages, right? So right now I don't actually think I have anything to this effect, but maybe when a new module connects, that should be a system message. There should be chat message. So this will be actual chat messages from users, Twitch or YouTube. There will be events, which is like follower, subscriber, etc. Yeah, that will be the like steady state status, or I actually don't know how to call it, but this is like the current number of followers, subscribers, people in the chat, etc. Right? What else? There will be like internal messages. So this is like stuff that doesn't really leave the system. This is like module to module communication. Right now I don't really have anything like that, I guess. But there could be things like, hey, trigger a thing because, like, I don't know, one module I guess it's about like how I would exactly design the modules, but like let's imagine that I have a module that like shows a notification, right, on the screen. Now the notification can be a chat message, but also it could be like one of the modules could request, hey, like please show this thing on the screen without that actually going into the chat. So yeah, that definitely makes sense to have. What else? Probably, yeah. So, given this stuff, I guess, well, everything will need to subscribe to system messages. Definitely. I mean, if I have some, I actually don't. Well, okay, so at minimum, there will be definitely one very important system message, that's a shutdown. So when I'm stopping the process, I don't want to just kill everything. I actually want to have a graceful shutdown procedure where, like, if I have, like, I don't know, if one of the modules has like a small database on the side, I want everything to be correctly saved before it actually exits, right? Ooh. Carpal tunnel. So I had slight wrist pain issues, and through exercising and kind of being very like watchful about what I'm doing, I haven't had issues since. So if you are having like persistent pain, I would recommend going to the doctor, because it this can get really bad if you kind of just like ignore it. But in general, I had this a lot when I played like Diablo. It's all about like whenever you kind of are starting to feel the strain in your wrist, like not even a pain, but like the moment you kind of feel like start feeling the joints essentially, right? Or I don't know how to explain it. Like there's like this feeling before pain where you like you start to be aware that you actually have these body parts, right? I don't know how better to explain that. At that point, you should really stop and take a break, and maybe have like, you know, some wrist exercise, like, you know, like move your wrist around. You can find this online. There's like these exercises that you should do, and just do that for a bit, for like, you know, 5 minutes. Just have a break. The pain usually to me came because I didn't do this. And I just went through like okay, like now I already know that, you know, my wrist exists, I can feel it, and I just push through that into the pain area. And then if you push through the pain, then it becomes even worse, and it like remains over multiple days and whatnot. So that's kind of my recommendation. Just like the moment you start feeling it, just stop whatever you are doing and have like a short break, exercise, you know, stretch your entire body also, that helps, you know. It's like no one will give you a new body. Oh god. Yeah, like, you know, you only have one body, and like, yes, like some things can be fixed in like surgeries and whatnot, but it's much better to like prevent things to get to that point than to just like screw yourself up, you know. Yeah, that's literally like the best thing I can say. Like, you know, I'm getting older for sure, so I definitely kind of have these things that I kind of ignored are kind of catching up with me. So yeah, it's very easy to kind of ignore these things when you are young, and then it kind of catches up with you. But honestly, usually it's like you don't really need to invest too much into that. Just like, again, just have a break, And especially if you are playing something like, you know, Neo 2, that one, it's not an online game, right? Like that one is just the hack and slash style thing, right? Third person, if I remember correctly. So that one you can definitely pause, like nothing will, you know, happen. So do, like that's the only thing I can really say. Okay. Let me just verify one thing over here. So calculator. Oops, if we do 2384 plus 2385, we are one off over here. So I'm not sure if this is actually completely correct. Yeah, I will need to ask around people about the threading of things. Okay, let's get rid of this and this because I don't need it anymore. And I will ask for some code reviews again on this. This thing actually should move elsewhere because this is more on the for the stream for tomorrow. So okay, let me just put it over here actually. Right. Okay. I kind of feel like I'm happy for today. I kind of achieved what I wanted to test with the async. I do have a pretty good understanding of it now. What was that? Oh, consuming stimulants. Yes, coffee. Like I drink so much coffee, it's ridiculous. But nothing like crazier than coffee. Coffee is my like only kind of stimulant or, you know, drug-like thing that I consume. Mainly because like the things that they put into like energy drinks, it doesn't really do anything for me. It's really just the caffeine is the only thing that kind of works for me. But I also really like coffee. That's the problem. And by the way, if you have trouble taking breaks, you can also, like, this is a technique for work, but you can actually use it for like gaming and stuff, especially if you have trouble taking breaks. Look up the Pomodoro Technique. This thing. So this is kind of for the opposite problem of like people that are having trouble focusing. You basically take this kitchen timer thing and you set it to like 25 minutes. And during those 25 minutes, you just do that one thing and you don't like any distractions, nothing. And then you take like a 5-minute break and then again you work for 25 minutes. But it also works in the opposite direction. Like if you are having trouble taking breaks, just use this and take a break every 25 minutes for 5 minutes, and just keep with it. But yeah, like all of these things are kind of habits, right? They get easier over time. Like once you kind of get used to taking a break, every 25 minutes, it becomes very easy to stick with it. Okay. Oh. I just noticed that my now playing widget is broken. Damn it. Okay. Something to fix for the next stream. I totally missed that. Okay. Yep. I think I'm done for today, honestly. Again, pretty happy with my progress. I need to figure out the threading stuff. Because it might not work exactly as I would like to. But yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow, and based on my current decision, I will be streaming the chatbot, but this time in JavaScript. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for sticking around and chatting, Sal, and yeah, hopefully see you again at some point. Have a nice day.